Yes, and I started recording as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, hello everyone, and thank you for joining this workshop. In this workshop, we'll be building an AI-powered medical report summarizer. And before we start with the workshop, let me just introduce myself briefly for those who don't know me. So, my name is Sarah, and I'm the biomedical engineering lead as part of the Google Developers Group at Abu Dhabi University. And if you don't know, this workshop is part of the Build with AI series of workshops. So, this is the first medical workshop that I'll be delivering. And I think most of you are familiar with this series because I think a lot of you have attended the previous workshops delivered by the GDG team. Anyway, if it's your first workshop, no worries. And it's recorded, so you can always go back and watch whatever workshop you want. Anyway, let's get started with this workshop. So this project is a very simple and entry-level project. So if you don't have any coding experience or AI experience, no issues at all because it's very simple and basic, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's start. So before we start with the workshop, we'll just go over a very short PowerPoint presentation so you guys can understand what the project is about and what tools we'll be using, and then we can do the coding part, okay? So first of all, let's just have a very simple workshop overview. So in this workshop, you'll be building an AI-powered tool that transforms complex medical reports into easy to understand summaries because as you know, some people, especially those who don't come from a medical background, they might not be able to understand complicated and advanced medical terminology. So the goal of this project is to summarize these complicated and complex medical reports that patients might not understand properly into easy and simple ones that everyone can understand. And also we'll be extracting clinical text from PDF files using Python and some libraries such as PyMU PDF. Also, we'll be connecting to Google's Gemini API to generate a clear, patient-friendly explanation and securely handle API keys using Colab secrets, and we'll be discussing all of this in the code. So we'll be using the Gemini API to link us to an AI, to a generative language model that we can use to extract and read and summarize the PDF report. Now, what are the tools that we'll be using in this workshop? Mainly, we'll be using the Google AI Gemini for the generative language model, and we'll be using that through an API key that we'll generate together that can link us to the Google services. And so we can use it to use a Gemini model that can help us summarize and generate the summarized PDF medical report. And for the coding and deployment, we'll be using Google Colab, using Python, of course. And finally, we'll be using some Python libraries such as FPDF and PyMU PDF. We'll be talking about that once we reach the coding part. Just a quick overview of the importance of this project and why we're doing it. So first, as I mentioned earlier, medical reports are often long and complex, and patients struggle to understand technical language. So like I said before, some medical reports may contain very advanced medical terminology, so patients won't be able to understand them and then they won't be able to comply to the doctor's instructions because they simply don't understand what's being said or what the doctor is instructing them to do or not to do. So the main goal of this project is to bridge the gap between the doctor's language, the advanced medical terminology, and patient comprehension. Okay, so that was all for the PowerPoint for the presentation part, and now let's move on to the actual coding and do the demo. So in this workshop, I've actually prepared a Colab notebook for you guys, and you won't be typing in the code line by line because that would take so much time and effort. So instead, I prepared a very organized Colab notebook for you that has everything predefined and pre-written, and you will just need to do what I'm telling you, what I would tell you to do, such as running the code, installing the libraries, and there would be some very, very short lines of codes that you would need to type in, and I'll tell you exactly what to type. So let me just share this link with you so you can open it. I'll share it in the chat. Okay, here you go. So this is a shared collab notebook. If you open this link, it should show you something like this. Something like this. But very important note that I shared this link with you and I only gave you access to view it. So you won't be able to actually edit it unless you save a copy. So if you want to be working alongside and typing in the codes with me, please, I just want you to do one very simple step. I want you to go to File and then, where is it? Save a copy and drive. So if you don't save a copy, you'll only be able to view it. You won't be able to make any changes. However, if you want to make changes and if you want to work with me, so just save it as a copy in your drive and you should be good to go. I'll just give you a minute to do so. So just please open the link. And if you don't have a Collab account, if you never used it before, no problem. It will just take you literally a minute or less to sign in using your Google account. So I'm gonna give you a minute to do that. And please, if you do so, just let me know so we can proceed. And because this session is recorded, so you have the choice. If you want to work, so you can create a copy and then work with me. If you don't want to work and type in the code, you can just view the code with me and you can go back to the recording anytime you want and try the code yourself. But for those who want to try the code, you can just open it, create a copy, and then you'll be able to type in the code. I think someone has a question. Yes, please.
The chat is not open for me to tell me it is unavailable. Only admins can open it.
You mean the notebook, the Collab notebook?
No, the chat.
The
It's
chat?
it's because you joined through an account that isn't from our university, but I will share the link on WhatsApp. Is that fine?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Sarah, please send me the link. No, I have it. I'll send it right now.
Okay, I sent in the chat. Oh, I'm sorry for this, guys. I think for those who are not ADU students, they won't be able to chat. Anyway, so Yumna will be sharing the link on WhatsApp, so let me know if it worked with you. Okay, let's just wait for one more minute for everyone to sign in and open the notebook, and then we can start. If it worked with you, just let me know in the chat. Okay, all good. Can we start? Okay, great. So let's start. But before starting with the code, there's one important step that I want you to do. And as I said before, because we'll be using an API key from Gemini, so we can link the language model, so we can use it in our project. So first, let's generate this API key. So I want you to go to Google and just search for Google Cloud. Okay, after you type in Google Cloud, you can open this very first link, Google Cloud Platform. And now go to My Console. Okay, great. So from here, I want you to create a new project so that we can start working with. For me, I already have multiple projects, but I'll just create a new one to show you guys how you can do it. So you can just go here to the top left, create new project, and you can name it whatever you want. I'll just name it my medical project, for example. You can name it anything, and then create it. Just give it some time to get created. Okay, once it's created, you can just select it. For me, because I have multiple projects, so I have to navigate between them. If it's your first project, so you're good to go. It's the only one you'll have. After the project is created, I just want you to click on it, and it will take you to this page. And from here, I want you to go to the navigation menu on the side, on the left side, and then go to APIs and services here. This is where we'll get the API key, and then go to library. Okay, and from here we can search for the API library that we want. The one we're interested in is called Gemini API. So just type it in, Gemini API, and click enter. Okay, so you see this is the first library, the Gemini API. Just click on it because this is the one we want. And then I want you to enable it. So just click enable. And just give it some time to get enabled. Okay, great. So now you can see that the status has changed to enabled. Once you see this, you're good to go. Now, after the API, the Gemini API is enabled, we want to create our own API key that we can use in the project and link it to the project, to the code. So I want you to go to credentials here on the side. Just click credentials. And then you see this create credentials up here. I want you to click it and then click API key. And then it'll start creating a unique API key for every one of you. So after you get your API key, of course, every one of us will get a different unique API key, and you're not supposed to share it with anyone. So once you get it, just copy it to your clipboard, and then we can go back to our collab. I'll just give you a minute to get your API key. So if you're done with this step, just let me know, please. I'll just give you a minute, and then we can go ahead. Okay, all good. Hope you all reached this part. So once you get your API key, you can go back to the notebook. And from here, I want you to go to this key icon that's called the secrets. And I want you to create a new secret. I already have one. I'll just delete it and create a new one. Okay, so add a new secret. And here I want you to name it API underscore key. I want you to name it exactly like this because in the code, I'm referring to it as API underscore key exactly like this. So in order to avoid any confusion, just name it exactly like I'm naming it here. Or if you want to change the name, it's fine. Once we come to that section of the code, I'll let you know so you can change the name there as well. And you can just Control V and paste your code here. And then we just want to give the notebook access to the key. So just toggle this right here, the notebook access, and then you should be good to go. So now we have our key and it's saved in the Colab secrets. Okay, now we can start with the coding part. So as you can see here, I've already organized the code into segments, and each segment of the code represents the step that we'll be dealing with. So we'll be going over the code step by step. Almost 95% of the code is there because I don't want you to waste time and get confused typing in the code after me line by line and letter by letter. However, there's just very, very simple and short lines of code that I want you to type in, but once we reach, I'll tell you exactly what to write. So let's get started with the first step. So step number one is to install the required libraries. And if you go here, okay, so as you can see in the code, we have three main libraries that we want to install using pip install. So the first library is the Google Generative AI, and this is the most important library that we're dealing with now. Why? Because we want to connect with the Google Gemini AI models through the API key. So that's why we need the library Google Generative AI. And then we need the second library, that's PyMU PDF, and this library is going to allow us to read and extract text from PDF files because we'll be uploading a PDF. That's the medical report we want. So this library will help us read the PDF text and extract the information data that we want from it. And then the last library is FPDF, and this library will allow us to create and save new PDF files because once we upload our medical report, we're going to extract the data from it, and then after that, we want to save the summarized text into a new PDF. So this FPDF library will help us create this new PDF and save the extracted data from on it, and then um, download it. So that's all for the libraries. Now let's move on to the second step, which is import the required libraries. So after we install them, let's import the libraries that we're going to be working with. So first thing is import Google.generative AI as Gen AI. This is the library that we just installed in the previous step, and we're just naming it as Gen AI for short because it's a very long library, so we can just name it something different to make it easier on us. And then the second library we need to import is this one, the fits. And this is used, it's similar to the PyMU PDF. And again, it's used to read and extract the text from the uploaded PDF file. So the same thing that we mentioned. And then from google.colab, import files. And this is important so we can upload files from our devices because the PDF file will be saved somewhere on the device. So importing this library will allow us to upload the PDF file into the code. And then finally, the FPDF, again, as I mentioned before, it's used to create and save a new PDF document that contains the summarized text that we want. So that's all for the second step. So far, so easy. We just installed the libraries and then we imported them. Now let's move on to the third step here, which is uploading our medical report. So here, there's a very simple line of code that we're going to type in together. But before that, let me share the PDF report with you so you can upload it to your device. And then we can, so you can download it on your device and then we can upload it here in the code. So let me just share the PDF with you. So I have it somewhere here saved on my desktop. Okay, I'll just give you a minute so you can download the PDF file. All good? Can you access the file? Can you download it on your device? Okay, perfect. Okay, then I think we can proceed. So just save it somewhere on your device, on your desktop, for example. But before doing that, before doing the code, let's just explore the PDF file and see what it actually has. Okay, so this is the file, this is the PDF report. This is a generated sample medical report, and this is the one we'll be using in this project to summarize. So as you can see here, it's just a simple, normal medical report. So it has, first of all, the patient information. So like the patient name, the age, gender, nationality. It has the medical record number and date of examination. And then it has the physician details, the consulting physician, the name of the doctor, the name of the department and the center. And then it has the symptoms or the complaints of the patient, and then some medical history. For example, here there's like type 2 diabetes, hypertension, family history, and no non-drug allergies. And here it just has some physical examinations, such as the vital signs recorded, so like temperature, blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate, and so on. And here are some laboratory findings, some of the results, these three. And there's the assessment and the treatment plan. So as you can see from this file, it has a lot of advanced medical terms that probably the patient won't be able to understand or comprehend. So that's why we'll be using this project to summarize the report and get a very simplified version of it. So let's see if the AI can actually do this or not. So let's go back to the code. So step number 3, now we want to upload the medical report. Here, we're just going to type this code. Okay, so, oh, by the way, I'm not sure if we did run these 2 previous codes. I think I forgot to run them, so let's run them now. Because without running them, then we won't have them installed or imported. Just a couple of seconds to install all of the libraries. Okay, great. Now let's just import these. So same procedure, we'll just run the code. Okay, great. Now we can go back. So here, let's type the code. So I want you to type uploaded equals files dot upload and then open brackets. I'll share this line of code with you as well. So just make sure to fill this part, and then you can just run the code. And as you can see here, this thing should pop up that choose files. So you can just click on it, and then you'll be able to upload your medical report. So this is the one. I'll just upload it. Give it some time. Okay, done. So the PDF file is uploaded successfully. This is the name of the file, the sample medical report, and this is the size of the file. Now we can move on to the step number 4, which is extract text from the uploaded PDF. So after we have uploaded the PDF in the previous step, here we need to extract the text from it, which is this text. We want the code to extract the important information from it. So here, first of all, we're importing fits. As I said before, that's used to open and read the PDF file that we just uploaded. And then for extracting and reading the information, we're creating a very simple function using def, and the function is called extract text from PDF, and then we're passing it the path of the file, so file path. And then here we're using fits.open and providing the file path again, so it can open the PDF file and start reading and extracting the data from it. And then after that, here text equals, we're just creating an empty string so that the extracted data can be stored in it. And then here, this simple loop is just looping over the pages of the report. So for example, here we have 2 pages. So this line of code, this segment of the code will just make sure to loop over the 2 pages and extract all of the information from it. And then we have here file name equals list uploaded dot keys. The uploaded dot keys will basically return a list of the name of files that we have uploaded. And then it will take the first one. Now, in our case, we just uploaded one file, so it shouldn't be a problem. It will just take that one specific file only. But in case you uploaded multiple ones, so this will just return a list of all the ones that you have uploaded, and then it will take the first one. And then here we're using the PDF text, and then we're calling the function that we just created, the definition extract text from PDF. We're calling it, and we're passing it the name of the file. And the name of the file, as I said, we got it from the uploaded.keys, which is the list that contains the name of the files. So here we just called the function and passed the file name. And then here is just for printing out the extracted data from the file. So let's just run this code. Okay, great. It literally took 0 seconds to run. So as you can see here, it extracted all of the important information from the PDF file. As you can see here, there's the patient information, the name, the age, gender, nationality, the medical record number, and then all of the other details, the plan, the vital signs that are the physical examination, and then the lab findings and everything. So it successfully extracted the data that we want. So after we extracted them, now we can move on to step number 5. And this is the most important step. And here we want to connect to Google Gemini AI with our API key, the one that we got from the Google services. So here, first of all, we're importing from google.colab, we're importing user data. So this is used to get access to the API key that we stored here in the secrets. And then we're just retrieving the API key securely. So here, Google API key equals userdata.get. So this will allow us to access the API key, the one that's here. And this is the name of the secret, which is this name. That's why I told you guys to name it like this. So if you named it something different, you can just change its name here, API key here and here as well, and then you're good to go. So here we don't need to do anything because it's already stored in the secrets, and now we're just accessing it, okay? And then this is just, if there's something wrong with the API key, if it's not found or something, this line of code will just tell us that the API key is not found, or if there's any problem with it. If there's no problems, it'll just run and it'll get access to the key. And then we're just using genai.configure the API key. So let's run this code. Great, so we didn't get any error message. It means that it successfully connected and linked the API key with the model that we want. So now we can move on to step number 6. We're done with this. Let's move on here. So step number 6 is to list all the available Gemini models. So there's actually a lot of AI models that we can use. So let's just list some of them and see which one we would like to use for our project. So here we just have this line of code, models equals genai.list models. This will just list all of the Gemini models that are available for us, and then it'll just print them all out. So you can just run this code. So as you can see here, it returned all names of the available Gemini models that we can use. Now, of course, every AI model has different characteristics. Some models are faster than others. Some models are slower, but they have better accuracy. I did some research and I figured that this model here, the Gemini 1.5 Pro, is good for handling medical data, which we're dealing with right now. So I'll just be using this specific model. However, later on, you can just experiment with any other model and see if it gives you the exact same output or not. But for now, you can just use this one, Gemini 1.5 Pro. So I'll just copy the name, or actually no need because I think I specified it in the next code. So here in step 7, now we'll be summarizing the extracted medical report. So here we're creating a function again using def, and we're calling it summarize medical report, and we're passing it the PDF report. And then we're specifying here using GenAI.generative models, we're specifying the model name. So here, as I said, we have we're going to be using this Gemini 1.5 Pro. And if you wanna try any other model, you can just copy it from here. For example, if you want to try the Flash, which is one of the fastest models, by the way, you can just copy its name from here and then paste it right here. But now, as I said, we'll be working with the Gemini 1.5 Pro. And then we're prompting the AI to serve as a health assistant, and we're telling it to summarize the following doctor report in simple patient-friendly language. So this is the prompt that we're giving the AI model because this is what we want it to do. And then we're just returning the response. And finally here, we're just calling the function. And so we're just naming it summary equals, and then we're calling this function that we created, and then we're passing it our PDF text. And finally, it'll just return a script of the summarized medical report. So let's just run this code. It might take some time to analyze and extract and summarize the information. Okay, actually, it just took 5 seconds, so that's great. As you can see here, this is the summarized text. It's just a script, but we're not actually interested in this. This is just to show that the code is properly running and working. But what we're interested in is actually the PDF report because we want to save all of this in a new PDF report and then download it. So we can move on to the next step in order to do that. So in step number 8, here, we want to save the summarized text into a new PDF. So here, we're just using the fPDF. As I said before, this is used to create and save a new PDF because now we're taking the summary and we're saving it in a new file. So we're just doing PDF equals fPDF and then add page. We're just adding a page so the information can be stored in. And then here, these lines of codes are just for the formatting. So like the size and the name of the font, you can change the formatting however you want. And finally, we're gonna save the new PDF on our device using output path, and this is the name of the new file. So the new file that we're gonna generate will have this specific name, and then finally pdf.output, and then we're passing it the output path, and then we're printing summarized PDF saved as the name of the file that we just gave it. So let's run this code. Great. So now, as you can see here, it said summarized PDF saved as summarized medical report.pdf. So now everything has been saved in a new PDF file. Now for the last step, we just want to download it and check the summary that it has generated for us. So let's go to step number 9. And in here, I just want you to type this simple code as well so we can download the new file on our devices. So I want you to type files.download, open brackets, and pass it the output path, which we specified here. So type output path. All good. Let me share this line with you. So after typing it in, we can just run the code now. And as you can see here, it successfully downloaded the new summarized PDF file on my device. So let's open it together. And as you can see, the name here is Summarized Medical Report. which is this name that we specified right here. So let's open it and see what the AI has done here. Okay, so as you can see, let's just get these two files side by side and let's compare them. So this is the original PDF file that we passed to the AI model. It's lengthy, it has a lot of medical terminology and medical information that the patient might not understand properly. However, this one is very simplified, and let's just read it in order to compare the text in these two files. So here it says, Amina, your recent checkup shows your diabetes and blood pressure aren't as well controlled as they should be. Your blood sugar and cholesterol are high. So these are the medical terms for the blood sugar and cholesterol. So normally, a normal patient without a medical background won't be able to identify what this means and what this means. So here is just putting it in simpler words so that the user can actually understand. So it's saying your blood sugar and your cholesterol are high. You're also experiencing fatigue, shortness of breath, and chest tightness, and the doctor heard a slight heart murmur. This could be an early sign of some strain on your heart. To help manage this, Dr. Al-Qasimi is increasing your diabetes medication, the name of the medicine, and starting you on a cholesterol lowering medication called whatever is the name of the medication. He also wants you to adjust your blood pressure medication. He's referred you to a heart specialist, a cardiologist for further tests to get a clear picture of your heart health. And then finally, this is for the treatment plan. You'll have a follow-up appointment in 4 weeks to see how things are progressing. So as you can see, the AI model has done a great job in actually summarizing the medical report because here it was complex, it was complicated, things are not very clear. However, here it's mentioned in very simple terms that I'm 100% sure everyone who reads it can actually understand what's happening and what's going on. So that's actually all of it. It's a very simple project. This is the end of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it interesting because I really enjoyed working on this project. It's very simple, very basic, very engaging. So thank you all guys for attending this workshop. I hope you liked it. And please let me know if you have any questions. Okay, no questions. So I think everything is clear. Thank you again for attending. So this session was recorded, so you can go back to the recording anytime you want and check it out. Thank you guys for attending and see you later. Bye. Thank you.